To see today, creating a web page, right? So we'll go ahead and create a web page today, and we'll go ahead and see how to execute it in a flow. So as we discussed it in the demo, so in a BPM you will create UI, logic, database. Whatever the components that you create, all the components will be integrated into a workflow or process. You trigger the workflow will trigger anything. Okay, now in order to go ahead and trigger a workflow, what you need to do? Okay, I'll tell you that how to create a workflow and all. First you need to create a UI component. So today we are going to understand and see how to design a screen. Okay, if you want to create a web page, what is that rule you need to create in Pega? We have already discussed about it, right? What we need to create? Section. So we need to create section. So but before section, what we need to create? So I'll explain you again. See here, yeah, we need to create properties. That's what we discussed. So a property will be associated with property type, which is equivalent to data type. I think you have taken notes. And control. So the control identifies how this property should be visible when it is being taken into the UI, like a radio button, drop down, etc. And after the properties, you will create a section and use it. The UI as a section, you cannot invoke it in the flow. So what you need to create in between is called flow action. So you need to create a flow action and call the section into flow action. First you will create properties. Second you will create section, call the properties into section. Third you will create a flow action, call the section into flow action. Fourth you will create a flow, call the flow action into the flow. So in a flow, in order to invoke a UI, what is the flow shape you need? We have basic flow shapes: start, end, assignment. Start shape is the starting point of the flow where your flow gets initiated, and end shape is the ending point of the flow where your flow will be completed. And assignment shape is something, the one of the purpose we are going to see, the mandatory purpose for an assignment shape is you need to call the flow action into it so that it invokes the UI. If you want to invoke the user interface, you need assignment shape. Okay, in the assignment shape you will not call UI. So the flow action will be called into the assignment shape outward connector. That's what you have written, right? I'll show you that practically now. Okay, so hopefully everyone is available. Yeah, we are good to go ahead. Janardhan, good evening. Saujanya, good evening. So as discussed yesterday, we are going to look into how to create a web page. We'll go ahead and do it now. See, you have already taken notes about properties. Okay, we are going to now create a web page which accepts customers' basic details like customer's first name, last name, phone number if you want to take it, and then address, address details, and then email ID. These and all you can collect from user. We'll create all these required properties. Okay, so we'll be going ahead and starting as a scenario from the beginning itself. Okay, so everyone clear what we are going to do now? You want me to repeat it? Clear, right? Okay, let's proceed now. Write down the scenario. Write down scenario. Design a screen. Design a screen which accepts customers basic information. Which accepts customers basic information. You can put the heading insurance application. You can put the heading vehicle insurance application. Vehicle insurance application. That is what we are going to do. Anyway, you would have done it yesterday itself. Vehicle insurance application. Okay. So what is that? Design a screen which accepts customer basic information. Okay, like first name, last name, age, gender, state, city, zip code, state, city, zip code, phone number, email address. Phone number, email address. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and work on it now. See what are the first thing is to create a web page we need to follow the steps which I am going to tell you now. Write down. To create a web page, to create a web page, follow below steps. To create a web page, follow below steps. Write down. Step 1. Okay. So write down. Identify and create all the required properties. Identify and create all the required properties. Step 2. Design user interface by creating section, comma, drag and drop the above created properties onto the layouts of section. Okay, go ahead. Drag and drop the above created properties onto the layouts of section. Step 3. Right on. Create a flow action comma, call the above created section into this flow action. Let me stop this. Fourth point. Create a flow call the above created flow action into the flow by using an assignment shape. Step 5. Create a work object for the above created flow comma save the flow and run it Sorry, detect. Okay, fine. This will not help us. Okay. So these are the 5 steps that we need to follow. 5th step so far we have not discussed. Okay. Once after we do it, I'll let you know. Okay. See here now. I want to create all the properties step by step, right? So we want to design a screen where it accepts customers details. So in the customer details, we need to first thing is identify and create all the properties. Okay. Step 1. What are the properties? First name, last name, age, gender, state, city, zip code, email address, phone number. Okay. Write down. Implementation. Step 1, creating properties. Write down implementation. Step 1, creating properties. A property can be created under, write down, a property can be created under data model category. Data model category. A property can be created under data model category. Okay. Write down. So property name, we will go ahead and create first name, right? Okay. So this is the class group, right? So what you need to do is you need to right click on this class group. Okay. So anything you want to create, okay, you need to go into create. See, I told you property can be created under data model category. So after you see create, you go into create, you'll see all the categories. You need to identify the category which you want to choose. What is the category? For property data model. In the category, what is the rule that we are going to talk about will be available. So what is the rule? Property. Okay. So when I say section can be created under user interface category, you will go to create and you will find out the category. What is the category? User interface. What is the rule? Section. Okay, like this. Okay. So create data model property. Right down. Right click on class group. Create data model category. Sorry, property. Create data model property. Okay, I am going to choose this one now. See, everyone noted down, right? See, once you select it, here it will ask you what is the label for the property. Say suppose I am going to give first space name, tab out, it will show you identifier. This is the name of the variable. Variable name should not have spaces. This is the label. When you drag and drop this property into the UI, this is how it will be available. So in the UI, you will display first space name, right? Something like this. Okay. While writing here, you will get spaces you can include. That will be concatenated and given as a property name. The property name is first name without spaces. And the label that how it appears on the UI is, see here, property recognition record configuration. This is the label. For this there will be internally a property. The property name will be something without spaces and all. Okay. So write down property name equal to first name. Create and open. Create and open. Click on the button, create and open. Only this time you write down this about create and open. Every time you are not required to write down, because you have to do it in order to go ahead and create it. Click on the button, create and open. These things we are not required to bother about it. Context things we'll see later. Create and open. Okay, I'm going to click on create and open now. See here. See, once I click on create and open, here you go ahead. See, it will ask you property type. What is the first name property type? Text. And control is text input. No local list is required. So whatever the default you got, you can accept it. So you have not yet created. Once you click on save, it will be created. Okay. So right now, click on save. Accept the defaults and write down. Accept the defaults and click on save. Click on save, accepting the defaults. Any way you can write down. It's up to you. Done. So one property I have created. So this is the first property in my application. I can close it from here. Okay. Now if I want to see the property again, what should I do? See here, once you create, anything will not be reflected here once after immediately. You need to right click on it and just observe it. Not required, write down. Refresh all. It will be loaded. Now you see data model has come. Under this category, I have created my first rule called property. Expand data model, expand property. If you click on this link, first name, it will display it again. Okay. If you close it, further you want to open it again and you need to come here and refresh it. And then you will see the category available. Under this category, we have one property now. Going forward, you are creating, right click on class group, create data model property. You can do this. Otherwise, you can directly right click on data model and choose create property. Okay. Otherwise, you can directly right click on this property and choose create. Okay. Anyway would be fine. Okay. So the next property, write down last name similar to first name. Write down last name similar to first name. Everything is same, simply speaking. Next property name equal to last name similar to first name. Okay. So next we'll create one more property. Okay. What is the next property? Age. Write down only property name. You are not required to write down all this navigation. Once you write down, that's it. Okay. So now for an age property, what is the property type? Integer we can select. We have to select. See here, beside type you have text, you have change. If you click on this change, you will see all the property types that you can choose. I want to choose integer. Where is it? Integer. Select it. Just look at here. See, if I select integer, immediately it changes the control to px integer. You can accept it. This is similar to text box, which accepts only integer values. In the age, if you enter ABCD, it will immediately throw error message. That has been automatically handled by PRPC itself. I will show you that. Okay, integer, you select property type, control will be changed to px integer. Okay, write down. Property type equal to integer. Okay, save it. So age property has been created. So what is the next property that I will create? We will create a gender property. Okay, go ahead and create gender and create and open. Create and open. Okay, now see, gender is a text property, right? Gender is also text property. And what is the control for gender we can select? Control. Gender is text property only. Control is, it can be a drop down, it can be a radio button. So our idea is to use different controls for different properties. Drop down we'll use for state. Okay. For gender we'll go ahead and use radio buttons. See, I do not want text input here. I can backspace it and click the down arrow. So you will see radio buttons. You need to type px radio. Say suppose it will highlight px ra. If you type, it will highlight. What is that? px radio buttons. That is what you need to choose. Right down. UI control is equal to px radio buttons. You know how to select it, right? You need to click the down arrow on your keyboard. You need to see it. Otherwise, if you write something, it will highlight. You must have to select it from the populated values. Do not write down on your own. After that, see how many radio buttons I want, what are the labels for the radio buttons I need to choose, right? So table type, you select local list, remaining things we will see later. Just look at here, do not write down. Once you select table type local list, it will ask you to enter the table values. I'll enter male, so click on plus icon to add one more and then female. Clear, right? And then you can save it. Write down table type local list, male, female. This one, huh? Huh. You can see while you are doing. I will tell you later, don't worry. I am going to save it now. Okay, we'll go and create next property. After gender, we'll create another property called state. Next property name is state. Okay, for a state property, it holds text values. We'll go ahead and select the UI control equal to drop down PXDR. If you type, it will highlight drop down. Select that PX drop down is the control. Look at here, table type equal to local list, and here the first value I will enter select, and the next values I'll enter the state names. Alabama. Okay, US states, you go ahead and use it so that if you are there in the project also, you'll be easily able to catch it. Alaska, and then California, Connecticut, and Indiana, New Jersey, New York. చాలు మొత్తం అవసరం లేదు. Some of the states you enter. Washington, that's it. So save this now. Save this property. You're not required to enter all the values. You can Google it and enter while you're doing it. So this is done, state. So we'll go ahead and create another property called city, similar to first name. We are not going to create a city drop down based on states. We'll load cities. That requires more knowledge. When we are dynamically doing it, we'll do it. Okay. For now, your property city is similar to state. Sorry, first name. Create a property city similar to first name. So next property is email address, right? Zip code, okay, zip code, ZIP. So it is text or integer? Combination అయితే ఉండదు, that is for sure. See, if you're going to work in India, it is fine if you select integer. Okay, am I going to do any arithmetic operations, any operations on zip code? Obviously no, not required, right? In any business, you are not going to do any arithmetic operations on zip. And in US, zip code starts with 0. If you select integer and enter 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0 will be truncated at runtime. So what is the best way to choose? Text. Anything you enter, if you select text, it will be considered as text. Okay, it is similar to first name. Same way, zip code. Okay, what is the next property? Phone number. property phone number. What is that? Yeah, select telephone. Create and open. So now, what is the type for phone? Okay, if I enter integer, what happens? I'll enter 9908774678. What happens now? Will that be acceptable for an integer? What is the range of integer? Minus 3 to 7682, 3 to 767. 3 to no? 4. 3 to 7682, 3 to 767. Only it will accept up to that range of values. Now next, we will do any arithmetic operations on phone number? No. It will start with 0 or it will start with plus 9 1 something. So then what it should be? It should be text. Anything is text. So telephone is text and email address. Next one. Email address. So create and open. So email address should be, it should be same way text. Similar to first name. So we have created all the properties. You can close all at a time by going to this arrow mark here and close all. Okay, if you now come back here and refresh it, you will see all the properties available here. Phone number UI control is text. Yes, phone number UI control is text only, right? Any other control we need? No. That's it. Okay. So I have identified all the required properties which I can accept from user and created and keep it aside. Okay. Next, what we need to do? Second step. Step 2. Design user interface by creating section. Write down. Step 2. Design user interface by creating section. See, without creating all these things, all these 4 steps, at a single shot, PRPC will create all this in automatic way. That is by using case types and all. That will be learning later, not now. If you know this, it's the best way. Write down. Design user interface by creating section. Write down. A section can be created under user interface category. A section can be created under user interface category. So how you will create now? Right click on class group, create. What is the category? User interface. And what is the role? Section. Okay, this is how. Write down the navigation. Right click on class group, create user interface, section. So I am going to create section now. So what is the name of the section? Capture customer details. For a convention, at the end you can give SEC. This is the convention when you are creating a section. When I am creating a flow action, I'll create with the same name ending with FA. That is a convention if you want to follow. It doesn't matter whether you give ending SEC or not. Okay, but as a convention you can follow it. Some of the companies will follow, some people will not follow. It depends on your technical architecture. Capture customer details SEC. Enter the label and tab out, you will see the identifier automatically. Okay, create and open. Create and open. That one you are not required to write down, because obviously you have to do create and open every time. Okay, only once you have written down for first property, that is enough. See, once you click on create and open, you will see this screen. So now in the screen, whatever I see here, this is called dynamic layout. Okay, this is called a layout. Leave about dynamic. I'll talk about dynamic later. This is called a layout. When you go ahead and drag and drop the properties, you need to drag and drop into the layout. Okay. Now you see here, expand it. I'll talk about different types of layouts later. In the second time when you are going to create UI, I'll tell you that. Now if you go to this property and you can drag and drop a property into here. First one is first name. Say suppose I'm going to drag and drop first name. You need to pick this one and drag. Once it is been highlighted in saffron color here, you need to release it. Say suppose you are going to pick here on the property name. Pick here on the property name. It will not come. It will come as a read only. Where you need to pick? So here you will see 6 dots. On the 6 dots, you need to pick it and get it and drag and drop. Okay, only once we need it. If you want to delete it, select it and use this delete icon on top. It will be deleted. Okay, next property you want to drag and drop. Last name, right? Pick this one at 6 dots and drag and slowly come here and release it here. Okay, do it slowly when you are doing first time. First name, last name, gender. Next one, drag and drop gender. See, gender has made radio buttons. And then age. Get it here, drag and drop here, age. And then state. Say suppose state I am going to drag and drop here. I want to replace the position. So I will select it, click on it and pick this one at the line, get it, drag here and drop here. Here also you can adjust the alignment and all you can do. Sorry, adjust the position of the particular property. And state after, I'll go ahead with drag this one and drop here, city. City after, state I have dragged, state, city, zip code. So get the zip code here. And zip code after, telephone. And email address. Where is it? Email address. So release it here. Okay, this is my screen now. Clear? Write down. Drag and drop all the properties one by one into the layout of section. Drag and drop all the properties one by one into the layout of section. Okay, so now here you see all the controls are aligned one after other. First name, last name, gender, age, state, city, zip code. You can go ahead and make changes to the alignment. And you can go ahead and give header text. I'll show you one of the website. Say suppose we'll go to Google. Go ahead here to the Bajaj Alliance car insurance. Go to here. Say suppose this is a layout. Here this is a layout. This layout has a header, right? These are the controls. This has a header. Let's begin by capturing some basic information about you. Okay, like this I want to put the header in my screen also. So how would we do this? How we align these controls? See here you'll see the controls side by side. How we align like this side by side. How we'll make mandatory and all we'll be learning later. And how to give a header text to the layout. Okay, this and all we'll see now. Write down. After this, how to align the controls in a layout. How to align the controls in a layout. And how to add a header to the layout. How to add a header text to the layout. Okay, so now you see here, this is the entire layout, right? Here is the dynamic layout default one you see. Okay, if you click on this, it will highlight the layout. That means you have selected the layout. Okay, click on dynamic link. Wait, click on dynamic layout to select the layout, and here you have a magnifier icon, gear symbol, right? If you click on this, if you mouse around it, it will show view properties. Click on the view properties icon, it will show you a pop-up. Okay, so just do not write down, hang on. In the view pop-up you have layout format. By default it is default. You have different formats available. Inline I will select, say suppose, and click on submit. See, the alignment has been changed. Go ahead and change it to inline grid double. Inline grid double means you will see for one row 2 controls, and inline grid triple. Submit. For one row 3 controls. It's up to you how you want to design, and you have many other formats available. If you choose other, beside you will get a drop down. Click the down arrow, you have many other, right? Inline left, simple list with labels left. Submit it, it will display like this. Go ahead here and choose something else. Inline 3070 table. See, you can play around all these things and see what is what. For now, what I'm going to use is inline grid double, which is most widely used. Okay, so layout format equal to inline grid double. If you submit it, it will show like this. Okay, write down. So write down, select the layout, click on the layout to select it, and click on view properties icon. Click on the layout to select it, and click on view properties icon. Here you have two icons. The first one, gear symbol. Click on view properties icon. So I am going to click on it. Okay, now it will bring a pop-up to you. Okay, so write down. See, you're not required to write down. Now it brings a pop-up because obviously it will bring a pop-up. Okay, so see here, I'm going to click on it. Once you click on it, it will bring a pop-up. Layout format equal to inline grid double. Because it is drop down, you will select it obviously. Write down layout format equal to inline grid double. So when you are working on it, you just check everything how it appears. Layout format equal to inline grid double. So this aligns your controls, right? So now you need to bother about header text. See, here is the text box, checkbox, display header and title. Write down, select this checkbox. Select the checkbox, display header and title. Okay, I am going to select this checkbox now. See here, once I select this, you will see down below title text. So by default title is title. You can remove it and add here. Okay, write down title text, and in a text box you need to write down. So we will write the same. Let's begin by capturing your basic information. So you can write down anything here. Let's begin by capture your basic information. Okay, done. Go ahead and click on submit after this. In the pop-up you need to click on submit. Submit the pop-up. Okay, I am going to submit it now. So submitted, we have got this one. So now I can go ahead and save it. So here is this is not yet created. You are designing it. Once you click on save only, it will be created. Okay. So click on save. Now our section will be created. If you see any errors, send me the error screenshot on WhatsApp. Click on save. See, I have saved it now, right? See, if I can close, if I close it, if I want to open it again, just go ahead here and refresh. So now you see user interface has been added. If you expand user interface section, your section is there. Click on the link, it will be open. If you want to make changes here, again you can make changes. Okay. If you want to delete it, select it and delete it. Okay, done. So next, what is step 3? Create a flow action and call the above created section into it. Write down step 3, creating flow action. Step 3, creating flow action. Write down. A flow action can be created under process category. A flow action can be created under process category. Okay, so I'm going to do it now. Process category, right? So how to create it? Tell me the navigation. Right click on class group, create process flow action. Okay, right down. Done. So I'm going to select it now, flow action. Okay, select it. Once you select flow action, here you give the name of the flow action. So what does it will do? Capture customer details FA. This is for capturing the customer details. Okay, I'm going to create and open now. Okay, so see here now, once you create and open, it will ask what is the section. If you click the down arrow here, it will show all the sections that are been available. So far we have only one section available in our application. So it will show that particular section. You need to select and then save it. Right now, section customer, create capture customer details SCC and then save it. Select it from the drop down. Okay. Okay, I have saved it now. I'm going to close this tab. So my flow action has been created. If I refresh here, it will show process category because under the process category my first rule is available. If I want to open it again, I can open it. Close it now. So flow action is done. Next, creating workflow. Write down. Step 4, creating workflow. So write down, a flow can be created under process category. A flow can be created under process category. Okay, now what is the navigation? Yeah, tell me. What is that? Create process flow. Write down. There are different ways you create the rules. This is the basic way what we are learning. Okay, done. So I'm going to select it now. See, once I select, again you will give the flow name. Capture customer details FL. This flow is meant for capturing customer details. Capture customer details FL. Create and open. Done. So I'm going to create it now. See, immediately once you create a flow, it will show you start symbol, end symbol connected with a shape called assignment. See, all the flow shapes are available in this palette. Here if you click on this palette, you'll see assignment, decisions, process, utility and smart shapes, advanced shapes, annotations. So this is not required to learn about all the shapes now. We'll be learning one by one in our programming. So now here you go ahead, you got one assignment shape. See, by default, the shape is available with a label, capture customer details FL. What is the flow name you have given? Same is appearing here on this shape. If you want to change it, you simply click on this, you can change it. Single click on it and you can change it. See, all the assignment shapes, you give any shape, you will give it a meaningful name. What is the shape is meant for? Capture customer details. So can we collect customer info? You can write down. So next developer comes and opens this flow without going into this one. On top he can understand, okay, this particular assignment is meant for collecting the customer information. Okay, it will not make any sense in the processing at this point of time, but using this label also you can control the processing in some way. That one we can see later, not now. So but now it will give an idea about the flow shape, what it is doing. This is meant for collecting the customer information. Okay, so this is not required to write down. Anyway, you remember it, right? Okay, now we need to go ahead and call a flow action. So where we will call the flow action into flow? You have already noted down, right? Say flow action can be called into the flow by using assignment shape. That's what you have noted down. Anything you have written about connector? Assignment shape, outward connector. That's what you have written, right? So this is the incoming connector, this is outward connector. See, if you double click on this connector, it will bring a pop-up. Here it will ask you for the flow action. Click the down arrow and choose your flow action here and submit. The flow action has been called. If you want to make it more clear, make more space. So it will display the flow action name. Okay, you can pick this one and drag it and adjust it accordingly. Okay, so write down. So draw this diagram without these names. Simply you draw this diagram, start shape, assignment and shape. You draw this and write down the names of the shapes, giving like a label for it. Put an arrow mark and label it. Okay, first one is green color circle is start shape. Red color end one is end shape. And the next one is in between, whatever you see is called assignment shape. The one is outward connector. This one is outward connector. Okay, so now write down. Double click on outward connector from assignment shape. Double click on outward connector from assignment shape. It will open a pop-up. Okay. Double click on outward connector from assignment shape. Okay. So I am going to double click on it now. So మీరు చూడటానికి ఎక్కువ టైం స్పెండ్ చేయండి, రాసేటప్పుడు ఫాస్ట్గా రాయండి. So whatever the maximum speed you can write down, do it. Okay, go ahead with that pace. So here you go ahead, this is the outward connector, right? I am going to double click on it. So by default you will not see anything here. Maybe if you see something you need to remove it. Okay, here you see flow action. Click the down arrow here. Click the down arrow. Here you will see all the flow actions available in your application. So far we have only one flow action. Choose it. Okay, flow action, select capture customer details FA. Click on submit in the pop-up. Done. So yeah, right up. I'm going to click on the submit now. Click on submit. See, once you click on submit, it will show you this connector will be available with the name of the flow action. With this, we are done with step 4. We need to go ahead, do not save it. Without saving, you should do something else. We need to go ahead with step 5. Write down step 5. Why we are doing step 5, I'll tell you later. Okay, so write down. See here, this flow has different tabs available. Okay, diagram, parameter, space and class, design, process. We are a diagram tab now. You need to go to process tab. Okay, right. Step 5, creating work object. Write down step 5, creating work object for the above flow. Creating work object for the above flow. So tomorrow there is no class. That's what I informed you, right? Already, everyone. I informed or I did not inform? I already informed, right? So I will inform again. So hang on. Go to the process tab now. Go to the process tab of the above flow. Go to the process tab of above flow. Go to the process tab of above flow. See, here you have an option called creates a new work object. Select this checkbox. Select the checkbox, creates a new work object. Okay, write down. After you write down, I'll show you. Select the checkbox, creates the new work object. So I'm going to select it now. Okay. See, once you select, you should be able to save it now. So you can go ahead and save it now. Okay. Why we are doing this, I'll tell you on Tuesday. Click on save to save the flow. So now it will save the flow. If you refresh here, you should be able to see it. Okay. So it has saved the flow now. You can come back to diagram tab or it's up to you. Okay. So now I have created a flow. I called the flow action to it. I have done something called creating a new work object. What is that? I'll explain you on tomorrow and Tuesday. So here you go ahead, action drop down. Write down. Run the flow from action drop down. Run the flow from action drop down. Okay. So see here now. See, if you click on action now, here you see run icon. Click on this. It will run or execute your flow. See, when it has executed your flow, you will see a first screen. See, this is not what we have created. Okay, this is a default one. It will come. You need to ignore it. What you need to do is scroll down in the first screen. You are not required right now. Here you'll see something mandatory fields. You need to click on this delete icon. After that, you need to click on this done button. Okay. Once you click on this done button, it will bring you into your flow. Before that, your flow has started. It has not come to assignment. See, we have selected inline grid double. Remember, right? So by default, you'll see that screen every time for any flow. Leave about it. I'll talk about it when we are working with harness, not now. Okay, you'll not understand if I tell you now. So this is our screen. This is our assignment. Open assignments. Capture customer details assignment is there. In the flow, capture customer details flow. Now you need to enter the first name here. I'll go and enter first name Harsha. And last name, gender I'll select, age I'll enter, and state I'll select Alabama, and city I don't know, Hyderabad, and zip code something, email address harshapega1@gmail.com, telephone. Okay, and you should be able to see automatically you're getting a submit button. You should be able to submit it now. See what is happening when you run a flow. What happens after you submit? Where this information will be available? What is happening after you click on run? Why we have selected creates new work object checkbox? This and all I'll talk about it later. Why we are skipping that first screen we'll be learning maybe after 1 month, 1.5 months, not now. Okay, so that one for now what you need to follow is once you run this one, you will see the screen by default new. So go ahead here, scroll down, delete this, done. After that only you'll see whatever that you have created. Okay, enter some information, submit. How to make it a mandatory field, how to restrict entering only 10 numbers in the telephone, how to validate the valid email address. This and all going forward you'll be learning one by one. Okay, simply I'll show you here. Hang on, you're not required to write down, just remember it. If you open a section, first name if I want to make it mandatory, okay, select this first name cell, and here is properties icon. Click on the properties icon. Here you go ahead and it will open pop-up. So here you have something called required, right? Required. If you go ahead and choose always submit, it will make it a mandatory field. Save it. Without entering this value, you should not be able to submit. you can test it. What you will do, select this cell, go to the cell properties, required always. Okay, here there are many options. If you go to presentation tab, see you have minimum and maximum characters. Maximum characters I'll specify 10. You should be able to enter only 10 characters. After that, if you type something else on your keyboard, it will not allow. Okay, and you can go ahead and see here inline advanced presentation options, inline styles. Go to the magnifier. You can choose the font, colors and all. This and all you can get the knowledge just by playing around. Okay, clear? So just simply I'm cancelling it. This one you can try it. Going forward anyway we'll be looking into all this. Okay, so up to this, once you are done, okay, go to Google, Bajaj Alliance car insurance, open the first link and get code for new car insurance. You complete this particular screen in one single letter. I don't want all these headers here, here and all. What you will do is you complete the screen. See, what you need to do is whatever that we have learned, you need to apply the same. Remaining things, once I select other area, how it will get this one. Once I click on this, how it will get all these things. Once I click on this, this is what we have not seen so far. You're not required to do it now. So we will do it later. You're not required to bother about how I will get no more, and once I click on it, how it will bring a pop-up like this. This is not different. No need to bother about the look and feel and all. You do whatever that we have done so far. Just create the required properties, make it mandatory. Go ahead with checkbox. We have not done, right? You're not required to bother about it. Do not create a checkbox. No need. You do up to some extent whatever we have seen. Remaining things you'll be learning later. Okay, when you select this, how you will display all these things, you'll be learning on Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, so try to do work on this one. See, as I informed you already, we don't have class tomorrow and Monday also. Only this week you are getting, because it is a long weekend. I'm not available on Monday and tomorrow also. Going forward, you will not get any leaves like this from my side. Okay, only this time. Okay, do not think like he will take only 3 days, 4 days. Okay, at the starting itself I am giving 2 days. So this is the first time I am postponing the class for 2 days for any batch in my career. Okay, so it will be continuous 5 days a week. Sometimes it is on Saturday also. I'll discuss with everyone, checks the availability with everyone, and then we'll go and sit on Saturday going forward, later, not now. Okay, so but for now, August 15th there is no class, that is Monday. Tomorrow I am traveling, so there is no class. Okay, we'll meet on Monday. By the time you come on Monday or Tuesday we'll meet on. You should be thoroughly practicing all these things. See, the idea is how you will practice. You put your notes beside. Okay, if you look into your notes step by step and blindly follow it, you should be able to do it. That's how you have written down, right? Your notes. Now you replicate whatever that I have done here. OCBC auto work. Do in this class whatever I have told you, looking into your notes, and leave it. Log out of here. Create 3 other applications. Okay, in the other applications you have to practice. Okay, in the other application, when you are going to practice, look at the notes and try to remember something and do it. You have to do third time. So when you are doing third time, obviously you are not going to look into your notes. You should be able to, everything should be there in your mind. How to create property, how to create section, without looking into your notes, you have to do. After you are done with that, try to understand how it is happening. Fourth time, you play around all the controls and all available, and then try to do your own research. You have to do it 3-4 times. So your goal for now is understand what is going on, as well as do it without looking into your notes. Okay, that is what your goal. If it takes 5 times for you, you have to do it 5 times. See, if you do it in your notes, look into your notes, do it, you got output, close it. After 10 days, if you open notes, again it will be new. You will not remember. Okay, so your idea is to remember everything. See, I don't have any notebook in my hand, right? I am doing it without looking into any notes. That is what your idea for now. Okay, so you will understand going forward slowly. So try to understand whatever that is we have not written down in the note. More in depth internally and all will be understanding going forward. Okay, so in Pega mostly you need to remember everything. Okay, remembering, understanding, both share equal. Okay, in other technologies mostly you need to apply your own thoughts and do it. Okay, here nothing you will apply on your own. Everything follow whatever there is available in the tool. Okay, so that's how we need to practice it well thoroughly. While you are doing Bajaj Alliance, create one application called Bajaj Alliance Work. When you are doing Bajaj Alliance, you should see the application Bajaj Alliance on the web, and you have to do it. Without that time, you should not open notes. Okay, you need to spend at least 2 hours. First time when you are doing, it will take around 1 hour 15 minutes. Next time if you are doing, how much time it will take? Maybe 30 minutes. Third time it will take 20 minutes. You will do it in 5 minutes. All this what we have done, you can do it within 5 minutes. Okay, so you practice well, do it, remember everything, and come back on what day? Tuesday. Okay, so yeah, we'll meet on Tuesday. One more thing is online, guys. So you join on time, everyone. I'm saying by 7:30, only 6 or 7 guys are joining online. Okay, so I can wait only for 2-3 minutes, not more than that. Okay, so join on time. If you're not going to join on time, just let me know. Yeah, happy Independence Day to everyone. And yeah, I'm not able to hear your voice. Geeta, you're asking something. Just hang on. Let me check my mic and speaker. Yeah, you can speak out now.
And Harsha, what you told you want us to practice one more application. That means if we open one more application, it will display like OCBC, and under that we can see one more application by the other name.
No, I'm not talking about class groups. When you are practicing now, create other applications itself. You can go ahead with OCBC Auto, work 1, work 2 and all you can practice. I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about log out of here, login back administrator@pega.com, password install. This is OCBC, right? Create OCBC 1, OCBC 2, something like that. Okay, new organization, new application itself I'm asking about. Clear, Geeta?
So in that case we can see one more application down this OCBC auto work.
No. In order to see that, you need to do some other changes. Okay, that is what not I am asking. I am asking just to go ahead and that will be completely separated from this application. Okay, if you create Bajaj Alliance Work, that is a separate application itself on your environment.
So for that, what we need to do, like
Okay, you want to go ahead here, just hang on. You want to go ahead here and switch application and choose another application. That's what you're asking?
Oh, so you are saying to do that, right?
No, I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about similarly how we have started creating this application, create another application. When you're going to practice in this, log in with admin@OCBC. When you're going to practice another application, log in with admin@OCBC1, OCBC2, something like admin@Bajaj, like that. I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Yes, yeah, got it right. Okay, thank you. And someone else has unmuted. Karthik Reddy, is that you?
I mean to say we need to run the DCO once again.